Hello, dear friends. Good evening, everybody. This is the second episode of the Inclusive Circus Network Gathering, which is the second of a series of 5 episodes. And we are doing another 3 in the next weeks. I'm Veronika Gallyas from the Hungarian Juggling Association and Inspiral Circus Center. And as the coordinator of the project, it's my role to welcome you at the episode. And I'm so happy to see again so many friends, like a big gathering of friends, which is a great thing. And another great thing that we have already 200 registered participants, which is again the most successful ever webinar we could organize so far. This is a European project which is financed by the European Union's educational program, Erasmus+. And we love Erasmus Plus because it always helps us to do our dreams. I encourage you to apply for any of their projects, make happen your dreams, and which is happening now with our partners. And as I told you last time as well, we are so many in the backstage making happening this event. So I would like to tell you now who are the partners of this project. It's Odskocznia Studio from Poland, Circus Atelier Wroś from Belgium, Self from Italy, Circus from Barcelona, and the Hungarian Juggling Association from Hungary. We are also, and Monokyklo from Greece. The two presenters of today is Monokyklo from Greece, who is an umbrella organization in this sense of today, and the Odskocznia Studio from Poland. And we have this beautiful, amazing partnership with our, let's say, master as well, who is Craig Quat. So Quat Props is always in the background with Hula Hoop Integral. And so today we are going to have this program of 2 hours with all of you. The first part is more like a frontal presentation. We're gonna have our 2 partners presenting their work. And after that, we are going to have the breakout rooms, which are like more the butterfly mode for you. You can fly in whichever rooms you feel like, and you can just do your networking, or you can listen to whichever room where you want to be. It's very flexible, so just do whatever you feel like. So I would love to wish a great 2 hours for the next 2 hours for you, and I would like to ask you to stay muted for the first part. And I also would like to inform you that it's recorded, the first part, and also the breakout room of the presenters. And about the recordings, you can also reach the videos made of the last week seminar, which is on the YouTube channel of the Hungarian Juggling Association. I will put for you here the link where you can reach, and also you already received an email where you could have this link. So have a great time, and now I give the floor to our first presenter, Wiktoria from Odskocznia Studio.
Hello, people. Nice to see you. Let me give a moment to put my presentation on, but I'm just making last glance at your faces, which is warning me that I'm still talking to people and not to my own photos. Let's start. Okay, so at first, I represent today Odskocznia Studio from Poland. Nice to meet you. I'm Wiktoria Witenberg. Some of you know me, and we will be doing this meeting today because of Inclusive Circus Network Gathering 2025. As much as I'm happy to see your faces, because I know many of you, and a lot of you I still don't know, but I hope we will meet in the future. You can hear how much stressed I am, and I hope it will just slow down with the time and experience. And at first, I will just give you some shortcut with plan of Polish part. We will start with my intro, and then we will go with Agnieszka Sokalska presentation. It will take 15 minutes, and then we'll also go with Miłosz Goślicki presentation. It will go also around 15 minutes, and then I will give a voice to Greece part to Monokyklo. So shortly about me, I have some notes. Okay, I got the idea about functional juggling 2017 with Craig on the first seminar in Poland, on the east of Poland. And I was only 18, so I asked my dad to help me to make my first juggle board. And I believe it's something worth to mention, because when I'm talking with you, when we are meeting first time offline, it's the very like gathering and connecting point. How we were carving in this dark basement the first juggle board from wood, or we were trying to manage those PVC pipes and how to gather it together to be able even to train. And so I managed it, first notes and first redrawing the project from Craig, and then I was able to train on my own, but also to share this idea with my friends and with my colleagues with disabilities. And I have this first blink when I understood why I want to do this and share this. Then it took a few years until I was able to make it on my own, like what I mean to share on a bigger groups. So then it came year 2020 when we wrote first small local project for our local senior club. And women there were so open-minded and they were giving a lot of feedback. We also gathered super micro funds to have first for juggle boards, which is challenging because we all know how it is about costs and heaviness and everything around. And thanks to that I was putting this on my Instagram, Paulina saw it. Paulina is the founder of Odskocznia Studio, and she called me. We had long, beautiful conversation. I know, Paulina, that you can hear me, so greetings. And after that, she invited me to make a project together with seniors, but on a bigger level. So we did it. I was kind of knowledge person, let's say. I don't know if this word exists in English, meritorical. Yeah, like knowledge and experience. And Paulina was brain, definitely a brain of the project. So we did a no age limit project in autumn 2021, which was challenging as hell because it was the next wave of COVID. So we were gathering to socialize, to connect through the juggle board, but at the same time we had to be in mask and we had to like distance and everything. So you can imagine, and probably many of you gone through this stage. We really wanted to open, but we also had to close, kinda. And it was seniors, so it was the group that felt insecure in this environment of the COVID times. Yeah, that's it. And also after this experience with Odskocznia, we were doing big project for the schools, for the kids, just to spread Circus, maybe not virus, just spread Circus to the schools. And everywhere where we saw with Paulina the opportunity to add juggle boards and functional, we were trying. So for example, special school with kids with different disabilities, with physical ones and intellectual, there we were putting for sure juggle boards. And also my personal experience under this project was the school with kids with visually impaired. I believe it's the name in English. And it was beautiful experience, but now I won't go deeper into this because after for this application topic, we can meet at breakout number 2, and there we can discuss and I will be more open to listen to your stories also, and we can go deeper into details of my experiences and yours. So there will be the time for that. And then we got Odskocznia for seminars. We organized 2 at those years, in those years, 2022, 2023. And it was just beautiful. I want to go into details. It was beautiful. First one was with Lapo, Botteri and Mark Billard. that was awesome. And the second one was with Craig Quat and Jael Rodriguez last year. Now it will be 2 years ago. We go creative and crazy at those. And why I am mentioning it, because thanks to those seminars, we also learned how to share with others our knowledge, but also the instructors like Lapo, Mark, Jael, Craig, you all shared this power, this energy to many people in Poland. And now this community is growing and is building on their own. Like many people that were connected to Circus community just arrived to the seminar and they gathered this power, and now they are independent trainers. And smoothly from this, I would like to go to Agnieszka's presentation, because here she's back on this photo. She was also the participant of both of the seminars. And now she is sharing her experience in a few fields in education, but also as a aerialist trainer. And so you will hear more from her. I will stop my presentation. Give me any kind of reaction that you are still there and listening. Okay, I see that. So please, Bende, if you can play the first video of Agnieszka. Thanks so much. I'm going quiet, and you can play on.
Hello, everyone. My name is Agnieszka Sokalska. I am a special needs teacher, psychologist, sensory integration therapist, Shantala massage instructor, circus educator, and functional juggling teacher. I mention this because in my work I combine knowledge from each of these fields, and it overlaps with the assumptions of functional juggling. I've been involved in the circus education for many years. In 2017, I met Craig on my way. Odskocznia Foundation invited him to a training course in Lublin. This meeting can be said to have directed my path, opened my eyes to the fact that circus pedagogy can be for everyone, that it can go one step further, that it can be a functional circus. I took up studies in special education and started to work as a support teacher, and since last year in a special education center. At that time, I didn't remember much, but I knew it was something good. The day I attended two certification courses organized by Odskocznia Studio in Warsaw. The first with the Lapo 2022, when I got also my own juggle board, so I could practice directly after the training. And the second one with the Craig and Jael in 2023. I continue to use and explore the methods I've learned, and what convinced me to do that: full inclusiveness. The fact that we are looking for such solutions to make the experience of juggling possible for literally everyone. Secondly, that by juggling, we are able to develop, improve life skills. The next thing, opportunities for non-verbal communication during entire sessions. And finally, the approach of the developers, the fact that you are so open, that it is all basically as open source, and that is very valuable. I like working with different groups in different settings, and that is why I divided my presentation into 3 parts. I will talk about my work in the public sector, as a teacher in a special school and educational center in Kozice Dolne, in private sector, as a therapist in the psychological and pedagogical clinic Skrzydła, and NGO as circus educator and trainer in Odskocznia Foundation, because there are opportunities everywhere to use functional juggling. I've been working for many years at the Sztukmistrze Foundation. I teach general circus and specialized classes in silk and trapeze for children, teenagers, and adults. In commercial classes, I use elements of functional juggling as a springboard for other props. Boards and juggle boards and five-step juggling, they bring calming, concentrate and supporting effect. When it comes to the foundation's project activities, I participate in a district project in which I conduct group activities with school-aged people, deaf or hard of hearing, and those with intellectual disabilities. These are general circus classes, the whole project aimed at advancing cultural access. Elements of functional juggling and hula hoop integral were using successfully. I observe a high level of involvement of the groups in this type of activity, a high level of their cooperation. And in this case, there was no clear beginning or end. It's just an additional activity for them, which they perceive as very interesting. They are eager to play every time. They were engaged, excited, focused, and extremely creative. For most of the classes, we commute to the participants' neighborhoods, but we also organize integrative classes of different groups in our foundation space. And my dream is to conduct such inclusive aerial classes systematically. In my main workplace, which is a special educational center in Kozice Dolne, I'm able to operate at full capacity with functional juggling. There are 30 students in our center. They are people with intellectual disabilities, most of them conjugated with autism. I conduct functional juggling classes as a part of revalidation classes. Every student at the school has such additional specialized classes aimed at improving functions. There's one-to-one work, and the effects I have observed are, for example, a student who used to accept only a few specific people, after a few sessions, begins to broaden the circle, interacts more widely, communicates on a tactile exchange basis, and becomes more gentle to those around him. Another example, here's a photo from a spring family meeting at school. We can see here a student shows her sister what she learned in class. For the first time, she can experience a situation when she's the expert in the field. This is a feeling that people with disabilities can experience much in their lives. So it's a truly priceless experience. A very important part of the work for me is inclusion. Among other things, that's why we made the Juggle for Autism video. And thanks to functional juggling, literally every student performed juggling in this video. And then, during the celebration of Autism Awareness Day, we watched it together, and it was an indescribable experience, really touching. How students, seeing themselves on the screen, jumped up for joy, shouted out the names of the people who were currently visible on the screen. They all felt significant. School the school lives according to the calendar, which can be a challenge, but also an opportunity. We made this video for the celebration of Autism Awareness Day. For the nativity, we made a star out of Lumi balls. Next example, for Flag Day, we made a layout with scarves in the colors of our national flag. There are plans to set up a functional circus club as a pedagogical innovation, because these activities are already happening, but they are not formalized. So I hope that the initiative will grow. When I worked at the counseling center Skrzydła, I used the juggle board during individual sensory integration therapy when we needed to practice bilateral integration, crosses the body axis, etc. Currently, I work with the clinic only on summer therapeutic camps for children on the autism spectrum. I would like to tell you more about this year's camp. There were 6 children aged from 6 to 14, all in the autism spectrum. Every morning during such a camp, we conducted social skills training with a second therapist. For the second session of the day, we planned various creative activities like art, music, movement, and circus. On the first day, it turned out that there is a girl who has a very high auditory hypersensitivity, so music of any kind was not an option. So I suggested circus classes, just for a start, but they stayed with us until the end, because the kids just got into it. On the second day, they demanded balls, etc. My friend and I watched them get into flow during the class. After a week, a boy had learned the classic cascade and other tricks using the 5-step method, while others were eager to work on the board with tissues or plates. When asked shyly if they wanted to do a demonstration at the end of the camp, to my surprise, since that was not their goal, they all showed sincere enthusiasm, and we did it. Each of the 6 participants went on stage, showed their favorite tricks. After the show, they invited the parents to show them directly, to let them experience the good they themselves were experiencing at the time, and to be teachers and juggling experts for them. After this wrap-up evening, parents came up thanking us, saying they were proud of their children, and totally touched and in disbelief that this had happened, that the child had never dared to go out in front of people, etc. They said it gave them hope for the future. Effects. The insecure, shy children appeared with joy. Gloomy to serious, sad children started to smile. The antisocial children solicited to sit with their peers at one table and talked and discussed with them. According to the parents, these are breakthrough moments. And one more result. Immediately after the camp, my co-therapist from social skills training purchased a juggle board to work with the method in her facility, delighted with the process that she observed. In conclusion, I hope I have defended my thesis from the beginning of the presentation that no matter where you are, there are always opportunities to use functional juggling and that it is worth doing. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Agnieszka, for preparing this presentation for us. I have a big smile after, and I see many of you too. Yeah, we will discuss later. Now we will keep to the time. But I just wanted to mention that you could also see at Agnieszka that most of us, we are mentioning this owning our first own juggle board as a big milestone of changing that we can train and everything. And so now we will go to the second presentation of Miłosz Goślicki. He was the participant of the second seminar with Craig and Jel. And so please, Benda, you can put and play the video of Miłosz's presentation now. That's all what I have to say.
So, hello everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Paulina for inviting me to participate in this project. My name is Miłosz. I am a trainer of a new circus, and I work as a fire show performer in southern Poland. I also run circus workshops and educate on new circus and circus pedagogy. I am the founder of the Tesseract Fire Theater and Hatter Artistic Collective. A year ago, in November 2023, I've attended a functional juggling training led by Craig Quat and organized by Paulina Chodnicka, Gallyas, and Wiktoria Witenberg in Warsaw, Poland. I want to share with you the story of how I implement the functional juggling methodology in my work. Let's talk about what changes, benefits, and observations I have made as a result. First of all, just after leaving the workshops in Warsaw, I start my consideration on how I could implement functional juggling in my work carefully. In my region, juggling and circus workshops are very niche activities that are just starting to win the hearts of local cultural activists and cultural institutions. It was safest for me to start working with the children I had worked with so far. That is the age group from 7 to 15 years old. So I started my first attempts with youth juggling group Cascade. The group was founded by me in 2021 at the local community center as a part of regular juggling workshops. Opportunity to work with a group created from scratch, willing and open for new opportunities and circus props allowed me to start my first practice without having to go beyond my comfort zone. Even more so if the group itself is willing to learn new props and practice methods. The classes were held 3 times and each time they lasted 1.5 hours. So after understanding the basic principles of functional juggling, the children began to create their own exercises. Thanks to the introduction of the 5-step methods, we have noticed an increase in effectiveness in learning juggling. With classical instructions, only 2 children learned to juggle. After introducing the 5-step methods explained by Craig, 8 out of 10 children jugglers in the group. The next step was to introduce the method in the Mota circus workshops I created and led by myself. Mota Circus is a meeting between children and the world of the circus. Participants take the part in a short lecture about the initiative of new circus and circus without animals, learns about circus occupations such as fire performer, acrobatic, magician, clown, etc. The basic premise of the workshop is to improve eye-hand coordination and general reflex, to educate about circus, and to integrate a group in the form of unusual game and exercises that stimulate creativity. The group of recipients of these workshops was defined by me already in 2019 and was rigidly defined. Children from 7 to 15 years old. Since I have functional juggling since I was always worked with this kind of group, I decided to the next step in implementing functional juggling should take place in this group. So let me show you using a short video example as a reel from Facebook what does workshops look like today after implementation of the 5-step methods. So to summarize, the conclusion resulting from the introduction of functional juggling among children aged 7 to 15. First of all, there are new exercises and interesting props, especially the juggle board. Thanks to the 5-step method, children had an easier start in their adventure with learning to juggle. The workshops were more effective, and as a result, cultural institutions become more interested in this form. In 2024, my longer adventure with the National Autism Society began. The association deals with the integration of parents of children on the autism spectrum and the organization of classes and therapy for autists. To interest the facility in a permanent form of functional juggling classes, I organized demonstration lessons for employees and therapists. That was pretty funny because the staff really liked workshops to the point there were even questions about regular classes for therapists themselves. We started registration, which immediately reached the maximum number of participants, 4 autists per group and 2 groups at once. The classes were held for 1 hour per 2 weeks, and taking advantage of the unique nature of the exercises I conduct, I decided that it was worth taking care of the integration values. The format of those classes assumes that the parents or guardian of the person on the autism spectrum will be present in the room during the workshop and work together with the child. Thanks to joint exercises, parents and guardians can get to know their children better, and thanks to the class format, participants began to come up with new exercises together. I divided the classes at the National Autism Society into 2 district blocks. In the first block, lasting 4 months, I led exercise presents us by Craig Quat during the training in Warsaw, and only those. In the second block, I started creating my own exercises based on the experience I gained from Craig, and let's see it on the reels again. First block and second block. So, observation after 1 year. The functional juggling methodology is undoubtedly inclusive. No matter how broad the spectrum was for the person undergoing the workshop, the exercises could always be adapted to their needs. Thanks to regular meetings, participants and parents integrate with each other, creating a small community interested in juggling and the new circus. Parents and guardians empathize the genuine impact on the development of coordination and reflexes in the workshop participants and noticed the more frequent use of the passive hand in everyday activities. But the most important observation is the play-by therapy. It's common knowledge that children on the autism spectrum are overloaded. From morning until late at night, they are either at school or in the therapy and exercises. This causes children to become tired and reluctant to work. In the case of the functional juggling, participants associate them with more by fun than work, and yet they are working on very important aspects of their lives, which I listed on the next slide. As you can see, we have here sensory integration, supportive communication, brain gymnastics, society, social skills training, integration, etc. The National Autism Society has decided to continue cooperation in 2024 and 2025. In the meantime, I started cooperation with the Złote Social Activity Foundation, what translates to Social Activity Foundation Golden Plains. This foundation takes care of lonely seniors in local housing estate. It cannot be denied that juggling classes for seniors aroused a great controversy, but after organizing a demonstration lesson, the seniors believed that functional juggling was something for them as well. I held 4 meetings at this foundation, each with a regular group of recipients. Each time I surprised the seniors with newer exercises. This project confronted me with the effects of functional juggling as a rehabilitation method because seniors struggled with their own health problems, hand paralysis, arm paralysis, complications after shoulder surgery, etc. That was quite challenging for me. So to summarize, integration and fun. Seniors had fun like children. Regular participants still surprised. That's important fact because the foundation meetings are attended by a regular group of recipients who took part in the workshops 4 times. Each time were surprised by new exercises and props. Fascination with form, which escalated quickly, and functional juggling practical in rehabilitation. The experience I acquired allowed me to take a part in projects financed from the budget of my city hall. This is how the Everyone Can Juggle project was created, which included a series of 5 meetings with different age groups. 2 meetings with children from 7 years old and above, 1 meeting for people on the autism spectrum, and 1 meeting for seniors, and 1 meeting for foreign youth. The project turned out to be a success, thanks to which I managed to train over 60 people from these group categories. So as you can see, in 2023, on November, I finished a training with Craig. On November 2024, I ran my own project. After a year of workshops and conducting these workshops in various institutions for various audiences and various circumstances, this is my final conclusions that I think is the most important. Benefits of introducing functional juggling, in my opinion, is my personal change in perception of juggling because I understood that juggling is inclusive, in fact, for all group of recipients. And I noticed expanding my company target group from the initial group of the children above 7 years old to any group of recipients. So thanks to introducing functional juggling in my work, I've noticed increase in people attending workshops per year. In 2023, it was 500 children, and in 2024, it was over 1,500 people from various social groups. Thank you for the invitation.
Thanks, Miłosz, so much. Thanks for preparing the presentation. I wanted to thank you, Agnieszka and Miłosz, and I'm so proud of both of you preparing resume of your experiences in English. So one more time, really, thank you so much. And I also see, Kevin, your message that you found 10-inch spin jammers. Honestly, I had to Google it, and I Googled it means just frisbees. So that's an interesting idea. I haven't tried it. I haven't seen it, but surely it's something interesting, and we can share more in breakout room. So for now, it's everything from me. Just a quick info, you can meet on the second breakout room, me and also Agnieszka. We will be both there together, open to discuss and to share our experiences, but also to hear your experiences in the similar fields. And so now I'm passing the voice to Monokyklo, to Marianthi from Greece. And thank you so much for this part, and see you in the next.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for the very interesting and inspiring presentations. I think we're going to move to another area. So the constructions area, the area where everything happens, the area where without this, nothing can happen. So I wanted actually to introduce to you guys Markos Karamitros. So Markos is actually from another city, from ours. We are from Thessaloniki, and Markos is active in Creta. But what is important and what I want to give for this group is the community. So my motivation for introducing Markos is to motivate everyone in this group to get to know the people that do circus in your country. Circus is community. Circus, like everything, falls in the hands of capitalism and becomes suddenly competitive. And we feel like, you know, we want to save our work or something, but it's not that. Especially inclusive circus, what we are here to talk about is about communities. We got to know Markos, and Markos got to know us from social media, from other projects, whatever, and we realized we share the same inspiration. So the inspiration was how to bring functional juggling in Greece. And without the super strong spirit of Markos to construct the games, nothing would have been possible also for us in the department of functional juggling. So maybe it takes one person, maybe it takes one organization, but it definitely takes a community to get things going, because someone does something and then someone else does something else, and then we grow together. So without saying no more, I just want to show you a video. Every single construction that you will see in this video is from Markos. He sent it to us, and then we were able to do very nice activities, and we still are doing. After the end of this video, the word passes to Markos.
Mas prepara-poi, qualcosa piuttosto poino pera. Cioè, non va a fare che salti, che stirsi, forse prepara-poi.
Marco, the word is to you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Marcos. Actually, I think I have more nervous from Victoria. It's the first time that I speak in webinar like this. It's very strange, and the most nervous that I have is because my English is not so good. So we will try to understand each other. Maybe someone from Greece can help me from the team of Monokyklo if I don't understand something. I will tell you something about me and about a little bit of my work. I start to cooperate with Craig and Quat props before 1 year, before 2 years, 2 years and a half, I think. It was the first time that Craig came to Greece and we organized a seminar in Athens and Thessaloniki. And I started functional juggling before 4 years, I think. I wake up in the morning and I thought, I said like, how blind can juggle? How can, for sure, someone blind in the world can juggle? And then I start to searching on YouTube to find some video or something, and I find a video from Craig, the blind can juggle is the title in YouTube. And when I saw this method, I say, okay, this is that I want to do. Because I think it's something that the world needs too much. The circus, I take the pass from Monokyklo. For me, the circus, it's revolution. Because love, it's revolution. If you love yourself, it's revolution. If someone cannot hurt you, it's revolution. So circus only love can give. So it's, for me, is the biggest revolution that you can create. It's a tool. And through this path, I find something that I love, the constructions also. I love to find, to build construction that how can I make the juggling, the functional juggling, more accessible for everyone? Because some people have a lot of, maybe doesn't have hands or foot, or they are blind or something. So how for them can react with space and time? And how can we involved sensory games and sensory methods with functional juggling. Like in school, they do physics or mathematics. Can we make juggling and physics together? Can we do this together? So this is my idea. Yeah, and we have a conversation before some months. I was in Italy with this project with Monokyklo, and we had a conversation with Davide from Play Juggling Factory that, okay, all this method is good, all this construction is good, but the most important is very expensive. If you want to do all this construction professional, it's expensive. Maybe 100, 200 euro for someone is too much money. So now I'm focused, how can I do all this construction with recycled materials, with materials from the garbage that you can find cheap and easy and free. So I have a small presentation. Now you can share my screen, or yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm not organized like the others. I'm okay. Okay. So I want to show you some videos, and I want to tell you some things about these materials. But before of that, I want to present the Circus Camino. Circus Camino is our team. Actually, I'm the founder of Circus Camino. There is some teams here in Greece that they are collaborate with us, like Monokyklo from Thessaloniki and from other cities in Greece. Our motto is "Day without love is a day wasted." It's a Charlie Chaplin motto. Circus Camino is a contemporary circus group consisting of by artists and teachers, which propose and implements the functional juggling program as alternative form for expression and occupational therapy in their vision of the classical practice of juggling, both for children and adults of typical developments, as well as with any form of disability and neurodiversity in a various educational context. Also, apart from cultural events in carriers out of circus performance and educational programs in schools, institutions, centers for creative employment. In Greece, we call it DAP, centers for creative employment for disabled, both to entertain children and parents and to educate them. The social circus is something that gives us life, because pure joy only life can give us. Our goal is to wake up the world, to reawaken the child hidden inside, to boost self-esteem and self-confidence in children of all age, to promote teamwork, solidarity, and joy. Sorry for my English. What we indeed to do is to play our part, that all the children of the earth can smile. This is our love, our passion. they are us, they are you. So let's do like this. I think it's better. Yeah. Okay. This is the juggling board. How can you make a juggling board for free, cheap? It's better to see the video. Maybe it's a little bit stuck because my internet is not so good. You can see only the tools that you need to fix it. The positive from this construction is free. It's very easy to find. You can have many lines. It's strong, is weatherproof, and very easy to recycle. The negatives of this construction is heavy. It needs very good sanding because it has many spikes, many nails. The gaps in the lines can be very large or small. This is something that doesn't help us too much. And it may not be perfectly and straight and stable, but it works. It's very important that there is guitars with 20 or 30 euro that you can learn music, but there is also guitars with 200 and 1,000 euro that you can have more quality. When you do something and when you're a professional and you want to go to make a therapy in front of doctors or something, it's nice to have professional quality and design. For you, it's okay to have all these tools, but the children's, for my experience, the children with disabilities, like autism people, that the reflexes are very fast. If something are not very clean, distract the την προσοχή τους. The focus. Because when you rolling the ball, if it was not go straight and go a little bit down or right, left, the eyes play too much. The next one is the juggling mat. It's the idea. It starts from Davide, from the Play Juggling Factory, to make the juggling board more accessible, more affordable for all the people. So I took the juggling board, I put it on this mat, I painted it, and then I cut it. The positive is it's cheap. You can find a piece like 15 or 25. It's very easy to find. You can have also many lines. It's strong, very light, flexible, weatherproof, waterproof, easy to clean, easy to recycle. The negatives is also very flexible. This is not helpful sometimes. Can be cut if pull it. If you pull it too hard, maybe it will cut. It's not so much. It's not so strong, and it's difficult to cut by hand. And you can have straight lines. Another tool that you can have, another idea, is rubber lines. It's from motorbike, the wheels. You can cut it and you can drill it like this, and you can play. It's free, easy to find. You can find thousands of this. Many lines It's strong, many variations, weatherproof, and easy to recycle. The negative is heavy, and it's heavy because you have to have a wood base. Needs a very good cleaning. Always leaves smudges. More specialized tools. You need some tools to cut it. You have to be a little bit strong for this. The lines are not perfectly straight, and it still has a rubber smell, always, forever. So if you put it in the hole like without windows or like this, maybe it has bad smell. And the Uniboard. I love this game. This idea starts from before 2-3 years from a video from a seminar that I saw from Craig. It was a person in the seminar that he rolling the ball inside in the hula hoop. And I say, okay, if I take a smaller hula hoop, I can have 2 balls, 2 lines. And then I thought, okay, what if I design a circle, juggling board circle? If I take the same size of the lines of the juggling board, and I make the uniboard. So I start to paint all the floor in the house to create all this design. And here is the is the first design from steel. It has many patterns, many patterns. You can play with many balls. It's very nice for the children. They love it. It's like honey, all the children go to this game. But after a while, it's difficult for them. It's not like the juggling board. The juggling board is something that it's the base. The uniboard, it's something like more high level. But for autism people, the uniboard, they love it. All the autism children, they love it because it goes around all the time, the ball. So everything goes around. The autism people, they love it. And here is the last version, from wood. It's more, it's only 3.5 kilos. The steel one is 10 kilos. But it's very nice, and also it's still expensive. Maybe 100, 150. So how can we make free? It's again with the wheels from the cars or from the truck. The positive is free, easy to find, many lines, strong, many variations, waterproof and weatherproof. It's heavy, needs a very good cleaning again. These lines are not perfectly straight, and it still has rubber smell. And also, it's dangerous when you cut it because you have to put a lot of strong, and if you miss, maybe you can cut. But it works. And it worked very good. And yeah, here is the toys that I have made, the juggling board, the classical juggling board that we know, the uniboard, the spiral. Also, the children love it. It goes like the ball from the top and round around. You can speak to the children's about pushing no, about the wind in the water when you have something that it takes down. I don't know the word. Yeah, and here is the DNA. The DNA is something very new. I didn't finish the video to upload it. It's two spirals together. So it's actually is more difficult from the spiral. Of course, the childrens are confusing where I put the ball when it go out. It's something very confusing. But for someone typical mind that we said, it's something that it gives more adrenaline, more interesting to continue the juggling. The pendulum and the Newton. The Newton, I use the same construction of the pendulum. I design with the wheel from the top. So you can play like this. And I did like this because I wanted to play myself. So I put from the other side a little bit more heavy. So when I put it down, the heavy from the other side take up. So I can play like this. Doesn't need to have too much balls. Now I want to make a small bugs with sand inside. You need maybe 300 grams heavy. And the other tools are the juggling boards, the pieces, and the crocodile, the slate. I wanted to be like a scorpion, but it's more like a slate. And the abacus and the fingerboard. The fingerboard is something that you can have like a Game Boy, like a small tablet. It's also good for maybe for musicians, for pianists or something. It has 4 lines because the one finger, yeah, it's more back, so you cannot have it in the same line. And also we had music, but as I told you, I'm not too much organized. Yes, and I want to show you last one, the synthesizer. I call it. It's 3 juggling boards, and yeah, you can play. You can do. I don't know how much patterns you have here. Yeah, you can do the pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3, 4, 5. Different pattern in each juggling board. And also you can put here like this, something in the middle, so you can play like this. And also you can put the pieces of juggling board, and yeah, many opportunities. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your patience. You can find more videos about our work in the social media Functional Juggling GR, Circus Camino, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And this is it. Thank you very much. I don't know if I'm out of time.
No, thank you so much, Markos. That was a great presentation. All the presentations were great. Like, wow, this is like incredible. It's such a nice treat for me to see how the community is doing. We're going to go right into the breakout rooms. I can share the screen right now to show you what they will be. Thanks everyone for staying with us. So we have four breakout room options, really just three. Room 1 is going to be adaptation and creation, and that will be with Wiktoria, who presented on that. That was the theme of the Poland group. And then the room 2 is going to be, room 1 is adaptation and creation with Markos. That's building props. And room 2 is application with Wiktoria. I will be hanging out in the, I'll be hanging out in room 3, which is community and network development. And if you don't want to go to any of those rooms, you can stay right where you are and you can just chat with whoever else is there. So it's open free hall.
Okay, so we are recorded now. I know that we have 30 minutes. I'm so happy to see faces that we met before, and I'm also so happy to see new people. And I believe I am the guide here today. Here is a little less people, so I'm calmer. Hi, Sandra. And I don't know, I don't want to overtalk, guys. So if you have some questions or something you wanted really to share through the Polish presentation, space is for you. I don't know if there's any volunteer for that. So no, I believe silence means no. Okay, I see Mark. Okay, yeah, you go, man.
Yeah, I'm always not entirely sure about the etiquette in these kind of online meetings, so I'm rather like before I just start talking. I have actually one specific question. You had this wonderful presentation with this Polish educator. So you had your presentation and then the one who is an aerialist and did all this stuff. And because we are actually working on basically doing things in a similar way, like using aerial arts and other circus disciplines and trying to come up with a curriculum to make them inclusive, I would really like to get in contact with her. So my question is actually just a name and a contact that I can just contact her.
It cannot be easier because Agnieszka is with us here. It's Agnieszka Sokalska. Maybe you can just...
Yes, I'm here.
I didn't realize. Sorry. Yeah, then we can just make this really short, like for now, so we don't occupy so much time. So I would just like to get in contact, and that's it basically, and then we can go on from there. So like an email or something like this. So.
Okay, but you can share also the ideas what you have in your mind now, because now I'm curious.
Oh, so actually, just to describe this a little bit, I started working with the functional juggling stuff also around 2017, actually. And in the last, like, let's say 3 or 4 years, we are trying to take the core ideas or basically identify the core ideas because they are not clearly described. Like there are some hints of core ideas, but I mean things that you can apply to other disciplines. Like, for example, it's great to have the juggle board, but it's not a system that you can apply, for example, for aerial arts or for balance or whatever. But there are other core principles that you can basically adapt to other disciplines, and this is basically what we are working on. I'm not prepared to really describe this in a very clean way right now, so it might sound a bit like okay, what is in his mind. But yeah, but this is basically the main thing we are doing, and we have different people. Like in America, there's one person who is disabled, and she's aerialist, and we also have a contact for 2 years now, like very roughly, because we couldn't afford to get her to Germany to make a workshop. But she, for example, has a complete education model to teach aerial arts in an inclusive form. And we are basically trying to identify, okay, where's basically these core principles? So what is what she is doing? What is what the functional juggling approach or the spin poi approach is doing? And where they overlap, this is the thing you can take to try to adapt it to other disciplines. So
yeah, thanks for sharing. I believe though we are doing this on seminars. When we are meeting, we are actually flowing around all of the props and areas of Circus. But you're right, we don't have this like written down, and it's super clear when we work on this. But then on the more theoretical level, we can lose it. So I hope we will connect, and that's good. Nothing more to add. I'm just listening, and I'm happy that we have this platform. If there's anyone else, because if not, I can start to talk, and then maybe you have some ideas. More. No, okay, you want to listen.
No, maybe. Yeah. Hi, I'm Isabel from Belgium, and I'm also a circus teacher and aerialist teacher. And I would find it very interesting as well. I'm teaching adults and people and children with other abilities. And with my adults, they're not so keen on aerials, but the kids, they are. Yeah, we just try to adapt, and we have some fun stuff with the silks already. But yeah, it would be great to share ideas or to have a seminar about it. So yeah, just
nice.
Count me in, or if you have, if you want to share.
So I believe I will also count in myself. I just came back from 1 year in Czechia, and we just finished some research with teenagers there to also make the areas inclusive, as we have some kids. They really want to feel as a woman. They're like teenagers, girls, and we want to put it on the stage so they feel included, but they actually cannot show more than on a cloud, like on a hammock. They cannot show a lot. So we did a few classes only about researching with silks. I have some videos. We had a lot of fun, and it was very accessible. So maybe I'm not very, I don't have a lot to share in the aerialist experience, as I'm not, but I can just send to Agnieszka and to, like, we know each other, all of us. So I can just send you those videos, and you will see. That was a lot of fun.
I'll put my email in the chat.
Perfect. And we have this all recorded, so we can also always come back for this for a moment. Any more aerialist interested people there? No.
Victoria, there are two persons with hands raised. I don't know if you can see
them. Okay. I see. Thanks so much, Paulina.
Welcome.
Thank you. I don't know who was the first. Hannah, you are looking there right now, so maybe you go.
I can start. Okay, I'm not a realist, but I have this question maybe for Agnieszka. Did I get it right that you are based in Lublin?
Yes, in Lublin.
Because I really like your like working in the facilities and with the children on the spectrum, and we did in last 3 years cooperation project with Circus in Beveging and Casa Circostanza in Italy, and we did a kind of like exploration of circus techniques on a therapeutical kind of base of the therapeutical, and now we are thinking about the exploration further, and maybe some meetings with other people doing and using circus in a therapeutical process. So just like my question is if you would be like willing maybe to share or to meet in some point and to talk about the work of the on the field of the like a psychotherapy or therapeutical process with the circus practice basically.
Yes, it would be loved. I will be, yes. I would love to.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah, I do not making, you know, like how to say, I don't measure the results, you know, in the beginning. Yeah, it's only about observation, but I have a lot of experience of observation way.
We have like we are not in the stage of doing like a research. Now
Yes.
we are more in the stage maybe to sharing the best practice or the knowledge about how to use the circus practice.
Yes.
So that's what maybe we would like to in next year to collect or to share with others, and maybe after that would be nice to make some like data, like do the research. So that's the yeah. Thank you, Paulina. You shared the book.
Well, yes, welcome. I've just got to know about it in Italy last October when Sara Cinardo introduced me this book. Yeah, we met in Berlin in Kabuvadzi many years ago, and now she was happy to share this book that you prepared.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. And yeah, it's in English, in Italian language, in Czech, and in Dutch. So it's free source, so you can take it, read it, use it, and also give some you know, if like basically if anybody of you will read it and have some suggestion or some something, feel free to reach some of the people from the project, me or yes, this is the book, Francesco.
Yes, this is the book of Sara Cinardo and other people. I read it and I read some parts, and it's interesting about the experiences of many people's approaching to circus, inclusive circus and other projects. So thanks to Sara and thanks to everyone collaborated in this book and activities.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, nice. I'm happy to see more networking and exchanging contacts. So now I see Panagioti is waiting.
Yes, hello to everybody.
Hello.
I have a question, if there is any, and that interests me very much, if there is any documentation. The book is very nice to have. Thank you very much for putting it here. And is there any documentation or certificates or whatever written and official that shows, or some research or whatever that shows that all this work you can do with functional juggling is actually helpful, and you can use it for therapy, etc. Are there any such resources?
I believe so. Lapo Botteri is working a lot on research, and he has some positions in Italian, but I don't know about many. So if any of you knows, please share. Because from that what I know, yeah, Mark, please. It's only in Italian.
Yeah, currently there's actually only 2 studies available that are especially about functional juggling. It's something we try to change, but it's really not easy, or it's time consuming. You can either contact Lapo and Sarah directly, like the main thing is about Lapo. But if you just want to read into them fast, then we have an open directory. I can link it. And there's the study about this, and there's also studies about circus or pedagogy, circus in general. So we are currently investigating if we are really allowed to actually host everything, because I just put online what I found, basically scattered through the net to have one place. But we had one issue where we had put magazines, really old magazines in, and we had an issue with the copyright law. So we had to take them down, which was very unfortunate. But currently I think this is okay. Like this research is, as far as I'm aware, both things are open source or as open data. So I will just put the link in so you can just look if there's something that is good for you.
Great, thank you.
Here I saw one more. Is it like enough answer for you, Panagiotis, or you need more discussion?
Yes, I mean, I need this kind of, evidence to when I try to contact people that are, professional and, try to collaborate with them to get juggling in the work they do. It would be nice to have, some evidence that it's actually scientifically proven that you can actually do that.
Yeah, I believe so. Those people are needed too. So if you are the next person to also make some research and write it down, please do it, because we need those people. We have here a lot of idealists that are just sitting in the field with dirty hands, but we also need people that write down the resource, the solutions and the ideas and the numbers.
I think that this should be done from professionals. Like, we should come to them with some evidence, and then they should work with us to see and document the work and the results. I mean, that's how I think this is going to be valid for
we have
reaching the outside community other than ours.
I would say, if I may, there are researchers in a circus community. There are people who do the quality research in a circus community. So it's Ilaria from Italy. She's the researcher doing the papers. There are people in Galway. There is a cooperation with University in Ireland in Galway, and also the Finland from Sorin Circus. There are people who's doing the research, and they are from circus community or related to circus community.
Great. Do you have any links, maybe, for all the above mentioned?
Do you know Caravan Circus Network? The social circus network in Europe and the other places. There should be the last papers from these researchers on a CTF program, on a social training program. So there should be, or you can contact me. I will share my email.
Okay. Caravan Circus, you say?
Yeah. Caravan Circus Network.
Great, thank you.
Or there is in a chat my email, so you feel free to contact me. And
thank you very much.
Thanks, Hannah, for sharing this knowledge. Now when you talk, I remember some of those info, but I'm not brain person. Thank you so much. Also, I saw the message from Sandra. I don't know if Sandra, you are with us, asking about sign language. Are you with us or no? Because I believe it's also a worth topic to move, but you're not here. Okay. No more thumbs up. Okay, so if there's no more questions, I would like to move the topic about different disabilities. As I am working, I have experience of working with kids visually impaired, but I'm also a sign language speaker. So I also have a lot of experience with deaf communities in Poland, and trying to connect with them by juggling. So maybe some of you also have this experience and would like to share. I'm happy to hear what kind of things you were doing if you were trying juggle board, because for me, for example, using juggle board with deaf people gave me feeling even much more connecting that with hearing people. I don't know how it works, but I'm curious to find out more and to try more. So maybe some of you was also trying and have some ideas about this topic and this area. Kevin, you have your microphone on. You want to add something?
No. So I
Okay, got it. Now we can hear you. You turned off.
I will mute myself.
Okay.
I can add something to this. We didn't work with completely deaf people for now, just partly, like people that has this kind of, I don't know the name in English, this kind of phones on their ear, you know, they're not completely deaf, but partly. I don't know the exact name in English. So this is only the experience we have there. But what I realized with tools like the juggle board, but it's mainly about all these kind of concepts that try to be nonverbal. So you have a lot of tools to educate in a nonverbal way. And this is both with the people who had a disability with hearing, but also with normal people, like normal in the sense of they don't have a disability. It was like taking away this whole thing like speaking, like language, made the whole, or it's always making it easier. So it's like language is basically, you have a concept in your mind, you translate it into something you speak, the other person has to hear it and then translate it back in their mind. It's a very complex process, basically, and it's also prone to errors. We know this from communication theory and stuff. And what I experienced with using these type of techniques while doing movement pedagogy was that taking away this step makes it accessible, sure, but it's also it makes it simpler to process. So that's the thing. At least that's the theory I have, that it's just because it's just excluding this whole thing. I have to understand the language, what is the meaning and so on. And just taking this away is making it easier to process and easier to connect. So this is just like the observation we had. And my theory is it's because it's just taking away this part. Normally you have to process, so, or each person has to process this in their brain, and it's taking this away. But I'm not entirely sure if that's the course. That's just the experience we had. And the good thing is that it's applicable to like everything. So if it's like someone with another language, no problem. If it's someone with a disability in hearing, no problem. If it's other things, you can, that is all. This is also this kind of base principle, what I mean with identifying these base principles. It's not the exact technique you do, but it's like this core idea of, okay, I have this kind of communication layer, I take it apart to make it simpler. So I hope this was understandable. So
yeah, I totally got it, and I have the same experience. And actually, exactly, functional juggling encouraged me to go silent with lessons. So I had the same, like I had the problem because I had the Erasmus training for the teenagers that were disabled. We from Turkey, Poland, and Lithuania, and as we know, how the level of the education and the schools look like. So those teenagers weren't they weren't able to communicate in English. And I got them from Free Nations and juggling balls. And so that's what I tried. And then I started repeating on more and more moments even when I didn't have to go silent, but it was working awesome. At first, we were just trying to catch the rhythm together, to like focus on the eyes. And then we were going like 40, 60 minutes silence. And it was magic. Like, I'm still under pressure how much it's working. It's beautiful. Yeah. Thanks for the comment that Sandra is back, but before I see Kiko is raising her hand up. So yeah, your turn. Please turn on your microphone. We can't hear you.
I'm trying. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm not so good with the laptop. Yeah, my question was with blind people, will you also go silent? And my question is because I have a job coming up with blind and deaf children. So I'm kind of looking for somebody who has some experience or even some ideas without experience.
I will just quickly answer, then I will give you the voice, Mark. I was working with kids that weren't totally blind. They were like almost blind, and in like very thick glasses. I don't know vocabulary in English. And so with them, we were going kind of silent, and it was helping them because they were focusing on the sound. But as I was working in the classes, so it was around 10, like maximum 10 kids. We had a lot of voices, but they are much more sensitive on the voice, so they were actually catching it much better than me. But with some girls that also they needed much more feeling on the hands, I changed the normal silicone balls for the glass ones. For the
Sorry, the what?
those, I don't have the name.
Like glass balls instead of plastic.
Yes. So they also
okay.
had the feeling, and it was much louder for them when those glasses, acrylic ones, when they were rolling on the wood, it was much better heard. So maybe this is the direction you can search for. I wasn't researching it more, but that's it.
Yeah, but only if they're deaf. So it's only that it's heavier. Will that help? Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. But if you will find out, I will be happy to hear the outcome. And Mark, and you also had some.
I think they are heavier and they are cold. Yeah, as temperature is information also. Like, you know, they are more heavy, but they are more cold. They could be. You know, temperature is a matter here, or can have a matter.
If may I, if you're working with juggle balls made of wood, you can use wood balls. They are lighter than crystal balls and cheaper, and they sound quite hard as well.
No, I also have idea. Yeah, okay. The second Mark. The thing for me, when I had also one boy that he wasn't totally seeing, we put it much more time for him to know how the juggle board works. So he know the centimeters, how much length is it all. So it was, then he knew it he remembered it. So it was much easier for him to work. And now I'm passing the voice to Mark.
Totally fine. It's actually not much I can add. The only thing I want to add is
we close the breakout rooms and you will join back to the main room. Thank you.
The only thing I want to add is view this really just as a tool that you adapt to the needs you have. So the remark I did with, oh, you can be quiet and nonverbal, obviously isn't perfect for totally blind people. So there you adapt it. And like others said, you can make the ball make noises. Like we found that it actually is totally enough to do these things like have a wooden juggle board and have wooden balls, or you can have This is actually a bit, you have to see how the kids behave if you use heavier objects. Like, for example, very cheap ones is these pool balls, I think. We have, you can get these, I don't know how this game is called. The French play it all the time with these heavy, yeah. And you get this really cheap. They are the same size approximately like these typical plastic balls we use for the juggle board. So, and they are not so easy to crash apart like the acrylic ones, which are really expensive. So, but the wooden ones also work well. What we tested a little bit is like in a school for blind people, the first time I realized this was when they were playing football, and I was completely amazed how they could play football. And it was quite simple. They had these kind of basket-like balls with just these kind of bells in it. And it was amazing how easily they could see where, or like here, where is the ball, and navigate their surroundings. And you can basically do the same here, like introduce sound to the object. So, but it's all about just.
But if they're deaf and blind, they won't hear the sound, so that won't help.
Yeah, if they are deaf and blind, then you basically just try to, like, my approach would be at first to introduce them to, like, you have the board for them, you take their hands and you basically introduce, okay, this is like what the area is feeling to you. And then you introduce these kind of, okay, there's a ball, you can feel it, and you basically adapt what you're doing with them so they can perceive basically the signals, but the like all the ideas still work. You just adapt it to the situation and what they can do.
Okay, thanks.
Also, I would like to put focus, thanks Mark. I also would like to put focus that Sandra here is writing to us, some ideas about light up balls. It's an interesting idea because some people, like, they cannot see the vision. They don't have like a vision for the details, but they can catch the light, and the view is taken brighter and darker. So maybe that's also a nice idea to work on. For me, I have to admit, with deaf people, I always wanted to sign somehow. So when we were just working on juggle board, I was going silent. But then when I was doing functional juggling, like normally in the group, like when I was sharing with you in a moment before, that I like this way that we are going silent for 40 minutes. With deaf people, definitely not, because deaf communities are actually very talkative people. So actually we just all the time. I don't know, maybe it's just society temperament or something. But for me, it's very hard with deaf people actually to go silent. I remember someone, there was like one last person that was also putting hands up, but get it? Yeah. You got the voice.
I'm not sure it was me you saw, but I just put a long message in the chat. It might be interesting for people because the European Juggling Convention of this year is going to be in the Netherlands. I'm in the Netherlands, and I would like to do lots of stuff there with the juggle board, functional juggling, and also accessible aerial and everything. So please contact me if you're interested.
Thanks so much. I remember we met at EJC in Lublin when I was doing juggle boards, and then we sometimes exchanging some information, and that's so nice and that's so cool. I hope I will manage, and we will meet there. And now you will be the host of the workshop.
Well, you will be coming to give workshops too, I hope.
Yeah, we will just do a lot of exchange. Okay, guys, I believe we are kind of slowly closing to like not be stopped in the middle of the sentence. So thanks so much. I have this feeling that we are getting better and better in exchanging and meeting, even though it's through internet. For me, it's hard. I prefer live, but I'm also learning, and we all as community doing it better and better. And I'm proud of us, and I'm happy that we are
Circus Camino, yeah.
Yeah, I was before 10 minutes in the room one, but no one was there because I think.
Everyone's arrived? Okay, so thank you all for participating. I hope it was beneficial and fruitful for you. It's been a long meeting, so I'm just going to wrap this up quickly and let you know about what's coming up 2 weeks from now. That'll be another one of my episodes where I'm going to talk about a little bit of the history and growth of application. So where we started to practice and how the practice evolved. And then I'm going to have 2 lovely guests from Mexico, one from Mexico City, Paul, and the other one from Cancun, Itzel. Both of them have been specialized in their practice with functional juggling with particular age groups or types of people. So Paul has been really focused on early childhood development methods and free play, and Itzel is has more of an aerials background, and she's been working a lot with Down syndrome. So she's going to talk about this year of development she's just done, focusing just on Down syndrome and functional juggling and functional circus ideas. And that will be happening on January, February, March 5th, am I right?
5th of March.
5th of March. And also, if you're curious to learn more about these ideas and you'd like to get some training from me or Jael, we have an online course that is happening in April, and you can learn more about it on our website, quatprops.net. Thank you, everyone, the whole team. I think this was my favorite. This is a lot more enjoyable for me because I wasn't presenting. No, I think it was really special. I think what you guys presented was really special, and I thank everyone for your contributions. And see you in 2 weeks. Ciao.